Hi, welcome back to the channel and a brand new out of the box Retinue Mark II. I've only got one of these, it's in the Ken Block collection where it must always remain, and so I needed another. The reason I needed another was I want to build the MST Mark II rally car. MST, as you're probably aware, is a British company that effectively makes some fresh out of the box Escort Mark I and Mark II continuation models, hotted up models, and they're not officially backed by Ford. There's no Ford badges on their cars. There is another company, is it called Borum or at Borum, that actually make continuation models that are supported by Ford, and I hope I can make one of those one day. But the MST ones are beautiful cars to behold. Now, they're Mark II rally car. They're not saying it's an actual rally car, but it's basically all of the hottest bits that you can order when you order one of these bespoke cars with your 6-figure price tag and your 18-month waiting list. So this is all the boxes ticked at once, effectively, with a 350 horsepower Duratec among the juicy parts that are fitted to this car. So I'm going to build the one that's in the pictures here, or at least as close to it as we can get. So let's get it into the workshop. Before we go much further, I thought we'd talk about the paint colour. So it's a nice bright blue, which I think we'll get close to in-game, but I did find the photos matched almost exactly with the Paris Blue 2 paint shown on McLaren Senna on gtacolors.com. So I've taken that hex as well. So let's just have a quick play. So here is Paris Blue 2. And you can now see the primary and secondary distribution on the car, secondary going on the fenders, and presumably if there's any secondary painted parts as well. Let's first just paint the fenders. Now let's look at other colours you could have chosen just from the standard colour palette. Thinking really of blue, racing blue, things like that. This is blue, standard blue, and yeah, you can see compared with the arches and everything, that would be too dark. And here is racing blue, and I think racing blue is very good. You compare it to the arches, it is a little bit paler, but it's not a bad substitute. Ultra blue is too light. So again, there is racing blue, and here is the brighter crew blue. I think either one will work in isolation, but obviously this brighter colour is nicer if you can do crew colours. For the bumpers at the front, this stock bumper is going to be the closest we can get. For some reason, no actual bumper is offered anywhere in all these selections, which is really strange when you think about it. But if we go with the stock front bumper, we do at least get this sort of front valance area with these two cutouts here. Pity we can't have the quarter bumpers. On the back will also stay stock. One black bumper is in fact exactly what we want. When it comes to the fenders, of course, we're going to stick with these stock fenders. But one thing I do love about this car, because you can have the various wide body kits, your sort of Zach Speed kits and so on, there's an awful lot of touring cars and other things you can make on this. For the grille, it really changes what you have around the lights, and we want the lights in a a black plastic housing, so that is just plastic housing. For the headlights, there's no tape, so they stay stock. For the hood, the stock hood's going to work by far the best on here. Our other options do not, unfortunately, include any rally lights, but of course these rally pods can be put on and taken off fairly much at will, so we're just going to have to build one without the pod. Headlights, you know, stock are yellow, xenon are a sort of bluey colour. A car like this is definitely not going to be running the stock yellow lights, so I think you could either put the xenons on, or you could even better get down to the car meet and put those bright white lights on to represent a modern LED. And in fact, that's what I'm going to do after we finish filming. I think that'll be the best lights for the car. We're not lucky with the livery to have something very small to simulate the MST. However, there is a good range of liveries on this car. Loads of them are based on real-world cars, which really helps when you're building race cars on here. This is the nearest to the UK colours, so I'm going to go yellow on black there. The respray we talked about, crew, primary and secondary. The car has a comprehensive roll cage, so I'm definitely going to want to go for a full cage. Looking at the back, I'd like a full crossover if I can get it. I can't. The reason I'm not going padded, by the way, is most cars only have padding just around the sort of driver's head area, the bits you might conceivably hit when you're strapped in. I tend to think that this is a bit too much padding, so we'll just go with full roll cage. And in this case, it is painted blue in the car we're doing, so that's handy. Okay, this is me in the edit. For the roof, I think this racing scoop actually perhaps is the nicest after all. I end up selecting the street scoop here, but after filming, as well as putting the brighter lights on, I went back and I put the racing scoop on the car. So that's the one I would commend to you. And for the spoiler, of course, this car comes with the lovely sort of rubbery ducktail that they used to have, so that's perfect. For suspension, I want the top most rounded part of the tyre just disappearing to the arch. I would say stock is just a touch high, lowered is a touch low, but that is definitely too high, so we're going with lowered suspension. For the wheels, I'm fairly sure we have, I think is it the Tuner Fujiwara Custom? Fujiwara they're called. Now these are pretty much exactly the right wheel. We get the right tyre profile, we get the right sort of shape, and we get the ability to have it all in one colour. Now I want to deviate a little from reality here, or at least deviate from the photos that we have, because if I go to MST and I offer my six-figure sum for one of these cars, I can promise you I could have the wheels, the paint, whatever in whatever colour I liked. And I'm afraid this dull colour next to that vibrant silver on there, that just does not do it for me at all. So I think I would be going to MST and asking for some nice gold wheels, don't you? For which we look with gold or dark copper. I think dark copper is going to work. So I would be putting on something like that. I don't want to look at those horrible GTA alloy wheels on more cars than I absolutely have to. This car is, of course, emulating a classic car. There is the tiniest tint to the windows I can see, but it's not even approaching like 10% of light smoke. So we're just going to leave the tint off. And that completes the build of the MST Mark II rally car. If you binge watch a few recent videos and take a drink each time I have to go to Donkey Punch Family Farm, you'll probably end up very drunk. It's just a mission, of course, I have to use to get sunshine when it's dark. But anyway, I really like this. I mean, obviously it's a very simple build. It was mostly stock parts and just a nice bright blue crew colour. But I do think this looks very good indeed. I really like this car. And it's good to have a Mark II Escort, even if it's not technically a Ford, back in my everyday, regular, usable collection. Now, I believe one of my Mark I's is built also as an MST, so the continuation Escort. So I'll probably have to find a new build for that one, so we don't have two MST cars. So for those of you who have a wonderful Mark I Escort build in mind that I've not done before, let me know down below and maybe I'll build that one. I hope you enjoyed, and as always, thank you so much for watching.